Hey everybody. This is Tiffany. And if you've seen my videos before, then you know that I am a speech language pathologist who also stutters, and my channel here on YouTube is devoted kind of to um, talking about stuttering and topics and issues related to being a person who stutters, as well as like kind of like the scientific therapy kind of stuff related to stuttering, is it's my specialty. So what I'm talking about today is kind of a social issue that I've been thinking a lot about recently. It's a kind of a hot topic in like kind of the social social justice movements called intersectionality. So basically, intersectionality is where you have two or more identities, and the experiences you have in the world um, are related to kind of the contribution of those. And so, as it pertains to dis- discrimination, um, being a woman who also stutters, I have an intersection of where I can be discriminated against because of that. Um, this is seen a lot and talked about a lot more in like when it pertains to like, for example, race and gender. So like being a black woman, for example, or as it pertains to sexuality and gender or race. But it it it's it's it isn't talked about as much when it comes to disability rights, which is everything. No one talks about disability rights. I mean, like compared to the other differences or different ways that people can be diverse, it's like much less talked about. So I want to talk about it from my own personal perspective because I have experienced a lot of things where I feel like the intersectionality has come into account. So I recently went to a big stuttering conference with the National Stuttering Association, which was amazing. But there were a couple of experiences that I had with my guy friends who stutter that were kind of, I don't know, weird. Like, for example, there were two experiences. I went to dinner one night with a bunch of other people who stutter, most of which are guys, which is pretty common for stuttering. And then I think there were one or two other girls. One of them didn't stutter, one of them did. Yeah, there were two girls. And there were like 8 guys who stuttered. And the server like went around the table and talked to every single person and got their order, and everyone stuttered. I mean, except the people who didn't stutter, But she like listened to every single person, every single guy who stutters. Like she let them like order and finish their order, but then both me and the other girl who stutters at the table, she cut us off. Like it was like a very clear situation because for like it was like 3 guys who stutter who ordered, and then she listened to them the whole time they were stuttering, and then the one other girl, and she stutters like pretty mildly too. Like it wasn't like me where I like can go for a long time. Like it was like short. And she like cut her off and like tried to like fill in her sentence for her. And then there were like several other guys who stutter that ordered before me, and I was like towards the end, and I stuttered, and like I stutter like sometimes I sometimes I can have like a really good block, like sometimes I like can go for a while. So like I get that, like it's hard to like listen, but like I didn't stutter that long, And she like pretty like quickly like cut me off and like filled in my order for me. And like there are worse things, okay? Like as far as reactions go, that's not like a horrible one. It's a really common reaction. And it's like not that hurtful. It's usually helpful, but like it was like very frustrating because it felt like it was because of like our gender, rather than our stuttering. But I think this is a case of like intersectionality. Like she didn't cut off the other people, the other women at the table who didn't stutter. There were actually, now I think about it, there were two women who didn't stutter, and she didn't cut them off because so it wasn't just a woman thing, and she didn't cut the guys who stutter off, so it wasn't just a guy thing. So that's like a classic example of like intersectionality. So that's the first example. The second one was very similar. I was with five other guys who stutter on the streets, and we were educating people about stuttering, and like just like advertising, and we got into like a conversation with a couple, and they asked us like where we're from, and they listened, excuse me, to every guy, like there were like four other guys and me, um, and they listened to like what they had to say and like where they're from, and like didn't like cut them off even when they were stuttering like pretty significantly. And then they got to me and they immediately like filled in my sentence for me. Um, so I don't know. It's what it is. I don't really have like anything to say about it. It's just kind of like this is like an example of the kind of the like intersectionality of discrimination that like we can face. I'm sure that many of you guys like have like similar stories related to maybe stuttering and being a woman, or being stuttering and being black, or stuttering and being gay, or like maybe a difference, like maybe you're, I don't know, like a, different race and a different sexuality, whatever. I'm sure that you have lots of experiences, so I'd love to hear them if you have any thoughts on this topic, because I think it's a really interesting topic, and I'd love to hear if you guys have any thoughts on like how do we deal with it. Like I think it's super important that we recognize that there are two issues here that like need to be addressed, like sexism and ableism, and we need to like systematically like reduce them, like separately as well as like together. But beyond that, I don't really know like what else to do. I mean, one thing that might be something to consider is that like especially with just stuttering, there's a representation problem. So like a lot more guys stutter than girls. And so like maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts because it is kind of an interesting topic. There's a lot to unpack with it. Um, yeah, comment below if you have thoughts, questions, topics you want to talk about more about this. I'm sure I'll talk more about it in the future. Otherwise, yeah, like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and follow me with for my weekly video updates. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later. Bye.